Hello, Monica.
Hi.
Okay. How have you been this week?
Good only as usual, nothing special.
Hmm.
Those practices, hectic schedule, nothing
Okay.
special has happened. I think tomorrow I might take a leave so that थोड़ा अच्छा लगेगा मुझे to restore myself from that hectic schedule, and plus we had so many submissions this week as well, so yeah, so I'm planning to take a leave tomorrow, like from practices and all. So yeah, I'll get a weekend to rest for myself.
Yes. Seems like you need it.
Yeah, I need it very much. It's very important. I'm not able to, even though I'm sleeping, I'm sleeping by 1 or 1:30 and I'm getting proper 6 or 7 hours of sleep, but still when I'm back to class, I feel very drowsy and I just want to sleep. I'm like that.
Alright. I noticed you smiling in the beginning. Would you want to talk about that?
I'm just maybe I like this only. When I'm very happy, I smile usually, and I smile often. So it's
What's the happiness about?
nothing like that. I don't know.
Okay. Would you be comfortable if I summarize the earlier session so that we get like a flow of what was happening? Okay. So last time we spoke about a lot of things. You introduced yourself and you spoke about 4 years in college, bachelor's, and you're originally from Kerala, and you had your childhood here. And then we also discussed about your hectic week, and that day you seem to be a little more tired compared to today. Today you seem to be more relaxed, and I think that's a great thing. And we also discussed about some practices happening for some 24th March. You had some event and you were very drained after that, and a lot of overwhelming feelings about the CI deadlines. And then you also shared with me your college schedule, how it looks like for you from morning to night. And yeah, then we also spoke about your core team of your Christ Music Society, and how sometimes you have to stay back for practices until 9:30, and that would make you very exhausted. You also mentioned about the family prayer that you did in your schedule, and that meant a lot to you. It was very important for you, and we discussed about how without that you don't really feel good, or you don't feel like the day was over. Seems like an important part to you. You also discussed about having dinner by 9:40, and then having the small family time, which is again very important to you, and that's how you like to end your day. All right. Okay. We also spoke about how you do not like to miss your Sunday services, and then one day you took this trip to Agra, and then that guilt. You felt that guilt that, oh, I shouldn't have missed it. But at the same time, you also enjoyed the trip, and that was very refreshing for you. You also mentioned about how you love singing, and you're very grateful to be in this big society. And even though masters is hectic and you feel tired and sleepy, that's something that keeps you going on every day. We also talked about how even though everything seems to be overwhelming and a lot of things all together, your friends have been a very big support and strength for you. And you love, you're very happy and you enjoy music along with them. And they are sort of like this family unit for you outside your house. And you also spoke about how you got your training from bachelor's and now, and there's a lot of difference from before and now, and that makes you more confident. And you also spoke about what success means to you, and I believe you spoke that success is not about competing, coming first or second, but more of putting yourself, your authentic self into it, and doing as much as you can, like the best of you. And yeah, you mentioned having a fruitful result, and then we had a discussion about that. Yeah. Then you also mentioned about an positive incident with your music journey, about Sound Curry and how you had the best performance so far in your music journey with your a cappella team, and you also went to IIT BHU. Yes. How do you feel about that? Am I correct?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Have you noticed any changes so far since that week and now, since we now discussed what we had spoken about?
I don't think so. There have been. I think day by day it's getting, because the event is closer. So day by day we are just 10 days left. We are just left with 10 more days. So the pressure is really high. So I think as the days are getting closer, we are going to be more indulged in that.
So how different has the pressure been like from earlier and now? What has changed?
I think the practice hours and the pressure on the core team has always, been like, now it has increased a lot. So the core team is really working there, really working so hard to, achieve a good result.
Yeah. Okay. And okay. Yeah, you keep mentioning this pressure. Could you tell me where this pressure is coming from?
Like from the leaders, from our section leaders and all, like from sir as well. We have this deadline to finish each piece by this date, and we have to, achieve certain technicality while we are singing. So these all things can't be achieved in 1 or 2 days. It takes so much time to achieve any kind of technicality in music. So such kind of pressure is there ki whether will we be able to achieve all those things in this short span. So, yeah.
Currently, you seem a little agitated. Would you want to talk about that?
Yeah, I have my practice like after this session. So I was thinking what all things needs to be covered. So I'm very lost.
Okay. And what's going on in your mind
Yeah, this much only.
about the practice? So, what are you expecting from the practice now after this session?
From the practice, today we have to complete one piece and hopefully we will be able to complete it. But we have been given very less time, so I'm a bit skeptical if we will be able to complete it or not.
Okay. You mentioned skeptical. What exactly are you skeptical about?
Okay, like if we are going to complete it or not, because 12th was the deadline for that piece to be completed, but I think it's 13 today, so we are 1 day late, and if we are not able to complete it by tomorrow also, then I think it won't be good. Like good in the sense we do. It won't, like we will be left with very less time to work on the technicalities with the whole choir. Now so I'm teaching the piece to a particular section. Now when the entire choir comes, there a lot of things needs to be done. There are a lot of things that needs to be rectified. For that, we'll have very less time to work upon.
So all of this is looking like the pressure that you're feeling, and you're already 1 day late, and that's why you've been.
And 24th is our event.
Is your event? Yes.
By 16th, we'll be moving to the Audi, and there it will be. There the practices will be with the sound system and all. So we won't really get time to work upon ourselves, to work with the choir. We will be only, focused what the output is coming.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It seems very,
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
a
like,
rough time.
rough time, and everything is so fast, and
Yeah.
you just have to perform.
I don't even know how this 1 week passed by.
Okay.
It was so quick, so sudden.
Days feel very fast right
Yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. So last time, if you remember, you mentioned about, we discussed something about you being, it was hard for you to say no to things when a lot of pressure came. Like on one hand, you said that there's everything that I want to do in terms of your music and academics and family and everything. But at the same time, you used to say that the pressure would really make you tired, and you wouldn't sleep much at that moment. So with that discussion, we came to the conclusion that even that sometimes it's hard for you to say no to people and to take newer commitments, and the reason being that you are in that senior most position, and sometimes you want to meet people's expectations because you worry if you do not, then what they'll think about you. So along those lines, your dedication to many activities shows your commitment and also your need to be productive. But at the same time, do you think managing a few things would be helpful for you? Like reducing that would be helpful for you?
I think personally it will be very useful for me because I will be less burdened. But being the senior there, a lot of things come into play. Like a senior is expected to behave in this way. He or she is supposed to contribute in this all things. If we are not doing in that way, certain perception comes into play. So to avoid that, I think I end up committing.
Okay. Have you faced anything about what you just spoke? About the perceptions or, that pressure from somebody in real life?
Yeah, like one day, so it was Saturday, last Saturday, this happened ki, already it was a weekend and everybody wants to go home and take a rest. But we all were there practicing. So I was there and I went to sir and I said to him ki, sir, let's just over it, let's just take a time out. So he was like, he called me and he said, तू पागल है, तू कैसे ऐसे कह सकती है, तू तो senior है. But he explained me why I should not have said this, because he said कि तुम senior हो, तुम अगर सबके सामने ऐसे behave करोगे तो what will others think, or what will others see? Your every action is being noticed by your juniors. So if you are showing them this example, when they will become seniors, they will also do such kind of things. And then I realized what he's saying, it's right. I should have, if I would have said to him personally, then it would have made much sense. But I said when the whole choir was standing and I was standing in front of the whole choir, and then I said, sir, can we take a time out? Can we just go home? Then he said, तू पागल है, तू ऐसे कैसे बोल सकते हैं? I was like, बात तो सही कह रहे हैं, but
He said that in front of the choir.
No, he called me
Afterwards,
personally
okay.
and he said कि तू पागल है, तू ऐसे कैसे कह सकती है? So then he also explained me why is he saying like that? What are the repercussions of me saying such things?
And how did that feel?
When he explained me कि me being a senior holds somewhat, how do I say this? But me being a senior makes a lot of difference there. I have many responsibilities there. So if my smallest action is hurting someone or is misleading someone, it makes so much difference. My each and every action will be noticed there. That is one thing. So I have to be very careful, especially the senior junior thing is there. So yeah. if I'm not coming one day for the practice, people might think, especially first years, कि दीदी तो नहीं आई, फिर हम क्यों आए? दीदी तो लेट आ रही है, फिर हम क्यों आए टाइम पे? तो being senior means,
really being out there,
yeah,
showing that you
Yeah.
care and
Yeah.
that you need to be there, otherwise things won't be that well.
But I will never say that I have never gotten any kind of, मतलब, for everything that I have been doing since these 4 years, I have been always appreciated and my work has been always valued in that society. So in a sense, it's a growing experience for me, learning, experiential. If I was not there, I don't think I would never have been this kind of person who is always confident to speak, to lead the choir in any way, to help the choir in any way, to contribute. So that makes a lot of difference. Me, when I was in my school days and now when I see myself, there's a hell lot of difference. In my school days, I used to be very shy. I was very afraid of speaking in front of others. But now still I do feel fearful, but now I think that intensity has been reduced. And I also think that, so I also used to say this कि मोनिका जब पहले आई थी तब एकदम शांत रहती थी, अब देखो कितना ज़्यादा बात करने लग गई है, हाउ आउटस्पोकन शी इज़, हाउ लाउड शी इज़. तो it's because of the journey that I have been through in this society. So I am always grateful for that. Maybe if I wasn't here, I think I would have never grown into such a person.
That's great. I hear you saying that even though there's so many expectations about being the senior and you have to be there, and if you don't come, then why will anyone come? But at the same time, this pressure is not so negative, but also you see it in a positive lens. Since you mentioned that the pressure has helped you grow and you got this experiential experience and the confidence that you gained. So I see that even if it's that bad, you still see something good out of it, which is great. And you also mentioned about how earlier you were shy and afraid, and now that has reduced, and now you feel more important, more nice about yourself, and even your sir has appreciated you about this. That's great. Okay. One question from my side would be that let's imagine a scenario where there's no pressure and the sir doesn't have any expectation from you, and even your juniors don't say that हाँ दीदी तो है वो आ जाएगी कभी भी. Let's assume that there's no pressure at all. Then how it would look like for you? There's no pressure, you can do however you want and still people will be happy.
How would I be in that situation?
Yeah.
Like there is no pressure, I'm just coming, I'm just being there.
Yeah, you're being the senior, you're doing your leading roles, but there's no this indirect pressure from outside. Like people are not telling you that, they're not questioning what you're doing.
I think I will be still the same. See, for me, music is very special. So, in every way, how I can contribute to it, I will do that. And society is something that I love the most here in this university. So, even if I have nothing to do, I will still go there, देखूंगी कि if there is something to be done. So, in a way, I don't think, that no pressure wala thing, that mindset will be ever there in my mind.
It'll always be there.
Not pressure, but then if it's like if one day I'm not going to the jam room, I feel very empty. I feel like कि हाँ अपने घर नहीं गए. It's a feeling like that. So yeah, so I don't think. And expectation, it's a very secondary thing that comes into play here. For me, how can I do or how can I serve to the society matters a lot. I don't care. See, even if people are saying stuff about me, even if people are judging me for what I am doing, I don't care. I don't care at all. That is a very secondary thing that I just brought up, but it never, it slightly haunts me, but then I don't take it in a very much bigger deep like that. It's nothing like that.
And how did this perception change?
मतलब?
Since earlier you mentioned that this perception people have and this pressure comes from them, but now at the same time you're saying that it doesn't really matter as much, but it still haunts you. So can you help me explain that?
It's like some scenarios are there that makes me feel uncomfortable, but then I just leave it. I don't really care. Like why to just keep on bugging them and asking. I don't really mind that.
Okay.
If it's there, then I'll go and talk to sir. Ki, sir, this is the thing, and it's been really bugging me. And sir would give me a clarity. So when I listen to him, everything just melts down.
Flows for you.
Yeah.
Can you also tell me those particular experiences that you had where you said that sometimes you have to show up, but otherwise you don't care?
हाँ कि मतलब I am in the audition panels. तो मतलब for a piece there are soloists. For that soloist, me and my team take the auditions. So if suppose you are giving an audition and I'm not selecting you, so there might be circumstances where people might go and say ki, like the panel is biased, they are only taking few specific people for every other song. So such kind of incident happened, and I went and talked to sir about this. So he said ki, see, people will say, it's their job to say, and you can't really do nothing. It's just that you have to be truthful to the work that you are doing.
Correct.
So when I heard that, I was like, yeah, whatever he's saying, that makes sense. Why to just be truthful. Whatever actions you are taking, just have a justification for that. Ki, why did you choose this person? Why did you not choose this person? So, or in any other way, why did you scold that person? Why did you appreciated that person? So there should be some kind of justification. It should not be like randomly you are just scolding anyone, randomly you are just not selecting anyone.
Yes.
It should not be like that. So yeah, when I talked to him about this incident, so he gave me a better clarification, and for me he's something after my parents. So yeah, he really matters. Whatever he shares, whatever he's, and this kind of relationship that I've made with sir is because of the years that I have been here in the society. Maybe if I was just here for 1 or 2 years, I don't think I would have
that deep of a bond.
Yeah, but then we were his first batch. So back in 2022, I guess I joined this college for UG. That was his first year as well. So we were his first batch, and being his first batch, always he has a closer connection to us. So it's been a year, it's been a journey with him, and I think I have known him very closely now.
So in times of distress and in times where people think that the panel is biased, you always ask sir and communicated with him, and he's always been there for you and helped you out, and that makes everything great for you. If sir was not in the picture, how would you deal with that?
That's a tough question. I cannot imagine sir being in the society and crying.
So I see that sir is really that pillar that holds you, and he really, really matters to you, and that's how you go ahead. So, from the discussion that we had, and we spoke about your journey in music and how your sir has been a very, powerful strength for you. But we still haven't figured out how we can, get better sleep and how this pressure, how can we deal with that? So, what do you have to say about that?
I think after my event, I will be free only.
You will be free.
I'll compensate it there.
Okay, and
Like-
how would you do that?
I'll get time to, be at my home and take care of myself because I won't be having these long hours of practices.
Okay. Could you elaborate more on how you would take care of yourself?
I think I'll get time because after I think 25th is our last date of CI submission and 24th is our event. After that, I think we are kind of free. I think so. So I think I'll get better time to sleep and not. I won't be having that kind of pressure in my head.
So, in your free time, you like to sleep. Is there anything else that you do?
I watch movies,
Okay.
series, and all.
Okay. When was the last time you watched a movie?
Movie to I don't I don't remember. Maybe I think I think last month. This is March, no? Last month I watched a movie. Recently I watched Bridgerton.
Oh, and how was that?
It was very nice.
Since we're talking about movies, I also remembered that you mentioned when you were explaining your day schedule that in the night when you have this family time of yours, sometimes you also watch movies with them.
Yeah. With them I do watch. But then that's just small snippets and not like I don't usually get time to watch an entire 2-hour movie with them.
Okay.
So maybe usually during Saturdays and Sunday we do get time to spend time and watch a whole movie. But weekdays we don't get time. Even my parents are also so tired that they usually go to bed by 11:30ish.
Could you tell me how your experience is with when you're watching movies with your parents and then when you're watching it on your own? How is that different?
If my parents are serious, then I think everybody will be focused to see a movie. But if we have suggested a movie and they are not liking it, then they will just keep on, they will just keep on saying कि क्या movie है, ये क्यों लगा है, इसमें ये क्यों है, इसमें ऐसा क्यों है. So it's sometimes it's just so irritating to watch with them.
You mentioned we. Who is this we?
We matlab with my family,
You and?
my mom, dad and my brother.
Okay, you have a brother.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a banter between you, your brother, and your parents. And then ultimately, how do you decide to watch the movie?
Yeah, this is also one thing ki, like if we have planned to see a movie, then we go to multiple sites like multiple platforms like Netflix, Hotstar. That only takes half an hour, 1 hour. And when we are sitting to watch one movie, it's like if they are okay with the movie, then we can watch peacefully. But if they are not okay with the movie that we have suggested, then we are gone. We are like ये क्यों लगा है, क्यों time waste करना है.
Okay. So for them, it's like if you're watching, we better watch a good movie. Okay. So amongst all this pressure and this hectic schedule that you have, your strengths are of a good night's sleep and watching movies with your family and also the banter. And I think this
And
is
also
the banter that you have with them while deciding the movie. So I think all this also helps you, deal with everyday challenges in life.
And my connection with God.
Your connection with God. Would you like to tell me more about that?
Like after before going to bed, I do pray.
Mm.
So that is like, that is something that really helps me to be around myself, be more connected to God, and just express whatever I am feeling and express whatever challenges that I'm facing in my life. So like it's like one prayer I like after going back to my home, I usually pray with my family, and one is my personal prayer.
Mm. So, can you help me understand that when you're stressed, how you feel in your body overall, and when you pray or when you're with your family, how do you feel that time in your body?
When I do my personal prayer, I think I'm very much relaxed and just looking at the face of Jesus. It makes me feel very calm and just be in His presence. So that is something very much graceful to be in His presence and just to be with yourself and the Almighty. When I'm stressed, though, I'm just done with myself.
Correct. I think you didn't get my question, but how does this feel in the body? Like,
Yeah,
what part of the body, how? Do you know what I'm saying?
I am very much agitated, and my leg used to keep on shaking.
When you are
Stressed.
stressed. Okay. And when you're not?
I'm very much calm.
Is there the calmness, where do you feel the calmness in your body mostly?
My brain.
Your brain. The brain feels calm. There are no thoughts. And it's just you and God and this feeling of calmness and extreme state of relaxation. So, overall, your connection with God and your family members, movies, what else? And little bit joy of laughing and spending time. These are the strengths that you have, and this is what keeps you going on in life. And to do all the things, and you get the power and the motivation to go out and do all of these things. That's great. I feel like I can also relate somewhere with that the feeling that you have with God. I also resonate with that, because even when in my own life is when things don't go wrong, when things go wrong, and everything feels like it's the end of the world or something bad. I also do that. I also connect with God now, and that helps me, makes me calm as well. And even if it doesn't give me like a pathway or a solution, it helps me ground myself. So that's
the power of the Almighty.
yeah. So being with God and having this union with Him means a lot to you, and this is how you deal with the problems in your life.
Yeah, sometimes I do feel like I need to be more firm in my faith, and it's a journey where you are, building that connection with Him. Sometimes I do feel like, somewhere that connection or that bond lacks. Yeah.
Okay. You mentioned you want to be firm in your faith. What does that mean?
Like more, more being union with Him, to have His ministry, to have His agency. I should feel it. Sometimes I do feel like I'm lacking it somewhere.
And how do you think you will go after that?
How
How do you feel that? Yeah, the ministry, the agency that you mentioned.
I feel clueless.
said that you want to, be more firm in your faith and you want to build this connection, but you still feel clueless.
No, when I'm not being able to have his agency,
Can you explain that?
like if suppose I'm skipping one days, not praying often or skipping services or skipping any chance of not being in connection with him, I feel like कि somewhere, that chance of being more closer to him is being skipped.
So you feel like the lesser time you spend with God,
Yeah.
the lesser you feel like you're not connected and your faith is not firm. Could you tell me from where does this idea come to you?
Since childhood, I have been very, into, very much into faith and very much into faith particularly, and religiously also I have been very much involved. Yeah, especially when it's like since I have started singing in my choir, I feel more connection towards him, and that really helps me to be more faithful and be more in touch with God.
So one way to form your faith is when you are in the choir, and that brings you closer to Him. So choir is the medium of dealing with that. Is there anything else that you would want to talk about today? Or I can summarize what we meant. So we started the session with you said that you would take a leave tomorrow since you want to, come back and re-energize yourself with all that's been going on. And I think that's a great step that you're taking. And you also mentioned about feeling drowsy and the pressure being high in your core team at the moment, because in a few days you're going to perform and you're a little skeptical about how things are going on, because you said that you're already like late, 1 day late for the event to be happening. You also mentioned about how you've been so busy that the days feel really fast and you're not getting the space of time that's been happening. You also mentioned about this pressure that you feel with seniors and this perception that they have, and also you want to, your relationship with your sir, and how when things don't go well, he's always there for you, and he's the one who tells you how you need to be and how you should handle the situation, and that's your relationship with sir, and that bond that you have really means a lot to you, and that helps you going about in life. We also discussed about how even with all the pressure that you go through, there are some positives to it, which are you feel like this growing experience and this confidence that you have, and comparing to your school days when you were shy and afraid, now it's reduced a lot, and music again is a really special thing for you, and that's what keeps you growing and in your confidence and who you are as a person. So music and your sir, as well as the experience and the journey that you've gone through, are also some of the strengths that you have. You also mentioned about this whole audition panels pressure that you go through, where sometimes people assume that the panel is biased, and then you feel stuck. And then again, you mentioned that this sir of yours, since you've built this relationship for so long, has always been in your back and has always helped you, figure out everything. Later, we also discussed about if the scenario is much easier, or when all of this will get over, what would you do in your free time? And you said that you would compensate by taking care of yourself. That's again another strength. taking care of yourself, sleeping much better, watching movies, and also the discussion we had about parents and how with movies and how you and your brother and your parents have these discussions which make you feel like okay, life is not that bad. And lastly, we ended the discussion with your religious beliefs and your relationship with God and the divinity and the agency that you feel with Him. But recently, you've been feeling that somewhere because of the busy schedule, you've not been giving much time to it, and you want to make your faith more firm. And I think you mentioned about that choir is one way that you feel like you can be in unison with God and get that space checked. We also discussed about how you feel in your body when you think about these things. One is when you're stressed, you feel like your legs are agitated and you just can't stop that. At the same time, when you're relaxed, your brain feels calm. That's one place where you feel like, okay, things are okay. And this power of your faith and the calmness and the presence that you feel of when you see Jesus is what helps you and feels nice. Then we also spoke about how skipping one day or skipping a service really bothers you, and you know that makes you feel like your connection is loosening out a little. And since childhood you were very religiously involved, and yeah, I think that's all that we have discussed about. Is there anything else that you want to talk about? How are you feeling right now? You feel good. So from this session, what's that one takeaway that you will take?
From my choir perspective, I realized that I have been too much involved, and a day to step back will really help me a lot. And when I shared my faith about God, I think I have been losing it a bit recently.
Okay, so you would, what you're trying to say is that from the chorus perspective, you would bend down a little bit and spend more time alone with God and build that relationship. Okay, great. Alright, so are you comfortable in discussing what you would want to do in the next session now? What would that be?
Whatever you would like to go ahead with, I'm comfortable.
Okay, alright. So we can still explore more about this relationship with God, I feel, and also the strength. We discussed the strengths today, and let's see if we have something more that we can focus on, which can help you in tackling the hectic pressure and everything that goes on in your life. So are you comfortable in ending the session now? Alright, so I'll see you next time. Bye.